we're putting together a program here that is starting to do things. We have expectations as coaches, and our kids are starting to live up to them. And I mean, they're put a lot of work into this year. Every single one of those players did. Some more than others, and you can see it. It's paying off. I think our two linebackers right now put a ton of work in, and they should be proud of their accomplishments, and I am, because they are playing at a high level right now. I think they're one of the two best backers in the league when it comes down to it. And I know they're not. It's not like they're having 15, 20 tackles a game, but they're doing their job. And then you get like Jordan Myers, the defensive end, who is just become a force this year. I mean, wow, what a difference. And Liam Adams, the same thing. It's like you look at these seniors and what they're putting together, and I don't know how as a community you couldn't be happy for these young men. And you see it out there, and what we're doing and how we're winning and how we're handling things that put us in, when we get put in situations that are not favorable for us. And I mean, last year's team, kids probably fold. We fold at a couple of those games. We probably fold at the Vicksburg game when we're down, an entire game. We don't make that play, and things are a different outcome. We fold last year. The last year's team probably folds if we're at Three Rivers and before the storm, and it spirals down. And then Pawpaw, when they knotted it up at 14. I mean, and this year's guys, I mean, for a fan, I mean, just to see these guys handle themselves the way they have, and then ultimately come and finish. And so that's where, I mean, like if as a fan or somebody who's a parent or watching it, just Sturgis football, maybe seeing it for the first time, that's where I think you got to really enjoy what you're seeing, because these kids they're putting everything they have into it, and I mean, it's paying off. And so as a coach, you're saying, hey, it's working, let's continue to do it. It started, I think, Pawpaw week. He got banged up a little bit, thigh, and then he had a hip, and then he's got, a calf. And it's football. So, he's banged up as a tailback. And what happened was in the Vicksburg game, the 4th and 1 that we went for and we got, I want to say somewhere in the third quarter maybe, he got rolled up and the tendon, sprained a tendon in his foot. So we're off with him for at least 2 weeks, which means going into Dowagiac, we're certainly going into our second, third, maybe even fourth string tailback. A lot of it is guys' initial block is there, and then we're coming off. So, those are things we've got to shore up in that sense, because we can't have guys make a block and then come off, especially with our system of our offenses. It's to cut back. If there's a lane, we got to cut back. So we really got after our guys this morning, just saying, hey, if we have a numbers game, which we did quite a bit last night, we have to be able to capitalize on that. And 137 was what we rushed for, and I would have liked to seen us in the high 200s, low 300s, but it just didn't play out that way. And we're just continuing to figure out, there's a play in the game where Luke Pappas just takes his guy and just drives him 15 yards and then pancakes him. And it's like, that should be every play. And so talking to the guys about that, and he was a little upset. He was fired up about not getting a call. And I'm like, that's how you should play every single snap. And you might see it when you go through the film and I'll look at that stuff. But it's like, that's what we need. That's the kind of effort that I'm demanding. And that's the stuff that will push us forward as we finish out these last 3 games.